everyone, the iPhone 11 is one of those iPhones that just keep on surprising me. The older and older that this iPhone gets, the happier and happier I kind of get with this particular device. However, one question that I've been kind of seeing for the last little bit of time now is essentially, when is the iPhone 11 going to end? And by this standards, we really don't know exactly when it's going to, end per se. I have no insider information. I would never be able to know exactly when this iPhone is going to end. However, I can kind of get an idea of looking at past iPhones and seeing how those iPhones held up and kind of comparing them to these particular devices and kind of seeing what the future of the iPhone 11 could kind of hold up and kind of look like. Personally, for me, like I mentioned before, I have no idea, but if I had to kind of guess, if you look at the previous iPhone, Apple kind of, removed three different iPhones at the same time. The iPhone 10, iPhone 8, and iPhone 8 Plus. And by those standards, that was like a good session of phones for Apple to go ahead and remove. And I thought that was a really good choice by Apple. Basically going through and removing those particular devices. I thought they shouldn't have, but if they were going to do it, and the fact that they're still kind of supported with software, it was a really big thing. Now, the other thing too is that with the iPhone, 6S and 7, those iPhones, Apple removed those two groups of iPhones at the exact same time. So by saying that, we really don't know per se what exactly is going to end up happening with these particular devices. So I'm looking at iPhones like the iPhone, 8 Plus and iPhone 8 and iPhone 10. That was basically one group of iPhones. The iPhone 6S and iPhone 7, those were two different groups of iPhones. So I kind of do feel like Apple could end up doing something where they're removing two different groups of iPhones at the exact same time. So what this could kind of look like is that Apple would go through, they would continue to sell the current iPhone that they're currently selling. They'd, continue to support it. But I'm pretty sure Apple's going to go through and they're going to go ahead and basically drop the iPhone XR and the iPhone 11 at the exact same time. Now, like I said, I really hope they don't do this, but if I had to go look at something and if I had to kind of compare it against, Apple's past, experiences, I think there's a very high likelihood where Apple could end up going through and they could actually go through and, unsupport these two iPhones at the exact same time. But this would also include the iPhone XS, iPhone XS Max, iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So all those iPhones could actually end up being discontinued all at the exact same time, which would actually be pretty insane. So I think from what I'm seeing, there's a fairly high likelihood Apple could end up doing something like this. Now, again, I don't want them to do it, but like I said, there's a fairly high likelihood Apple could go through and do something like this at that moment. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see what ends up happening here. But from what I can see, that is essentially one of the first things I can kind of see from this specific viewpoint is that Apple's going to go through and pretty much remove those two iPhones at the exact same time, or those two groups of iPhones, probably within the next year. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.